Hello everybody, and welcome to Expeditions of Viking. Today I wanted to try something real quick. I wanted to head back to my homeland. And then we'll see what we're doing. A brisk wind has been carrying you well throughout the day, when all of a sudden you hear the unmistakable calls of seagulls. Bersa, look, a boat. You point to where Gunnar is pointing, and see the small boat floating in the water. Looks to be a fishing boat, but it's awfully far out for such a small vessel. It floats too low in the water to be empty, but you see no one on board. A small mast juts up, but no sails hang from it. You approach the boat slowly. When you're just about to board, you see an old man and a young boy who lie bloated on the bottom boards. On the second act, I'm not entirely sure how far in I am. No, I've got several quest lines to do. They must have been fishermen. They look to have drifted off for a long time. We'll take the cargo. They don't have much, but you find a few materials among the corpses you can use for tinkering. Hearthstone speaks up once you've taken what little you can find. We should dispose of these bodies somehow, put their spirits at rest. We'll burn the boat. Set the boat alight and push it gently away from your ship. The fire grows as the distance between your vessels increase. Eventually the boat starts taking on water and the fire extinguishes as it sinks into the sea. It was as good a funeral as anyone could ask for. Yeah, hello game. Yeah, I'm not far in, but I'm not too far. I'm probably about the midway point. I think that is my new wall that I built. We've got roads now, which is good. Proper training arena. The farm's gotten bigger. Yeah, everything's looking good right now. Yeah, about time you decided to pay me a visit. I must say this place is nicer than I expected. Quite serene compared to the noise of Reba. I'm happy to have set up shop here. So what are you selling? Whatever I can get my hands on. I've been setting up a steady supply of food from the outlying farms. A huntress of yours, Sigrid, sold me some well-skinned pelts, and the smith in the next village over sold me a small selection of metal scraps. I've even talked to that lovely old witch from the bog back there about the possibility of selling some of her medicinal remedies for her. Alright, let's see what you got. I don't need to buy anything from here. I will talk to... not Ruskva. See you back on the ship. And we'll get some healing done. And grab some more herbs. And we've got the one merchant here. So what's being built right now? Purple Glade, which is first off, which will be somewhere around here when it's built. Let me look at your wares. We need to buy some thralls. The exchange rate is absurd. And we'll buy 3 thralls, because we'll need them for some construction work. Take it all. Take it all. Got people working on my lands. Got some fences now. The village is looking good. Happy with the way it's looking. I think I want to make this. Yeah. Into a stronghold. Alright. There's one more location I wanted to visit. And Mokant.
Some fell in stony places where they did not have much earth, and they immediately sprang up because they had no depth of earth.
Oh, we can't exit lands. Yeah, sometimes it's important to go back to your home. This place is so flat. Have you ever noticed? It's like the sky is 10 times higher than it is back home. I'd like to know what you think about the rest of my herd. Any thoughts on Nephew? She's got a lot to prove, right? Seems like it anyway. She's tough as nails, but she doesn't seem to know it. And Kettle? She smirks. Kettle has a very big mouth. You should watch it a bit better. Arsleaf? None that I should share in polite company. He's got quite the stick up his ass. Gunner? Couldn't get rapid bear to swear fealty, so you went for the second best thing. The man's a flippin' monster. I mean that in the best way. Eat us? We should take Edith to meet my mother once. They'd get along swimmingly. Those two ever traded recipes would be eating like kings. Roskva? She creeps me out. I saw her grinding a bug up for one of those poultices the other day. Sometimes she looks at me and I think, can she hear my thoughts? And I think she can hear my thoughts? Is that a thing? You and Morgan have a lot in common. She raises a single eyebrow. Because we believe in the same God? Nah, I haven't really got anything in common with him. He's all about his books and I can't read, so... I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. Just a bit repressed, maybe. Let me ask you something else. See you back on the ship. We leave Jutland. And we will sail to... up here. Alright. We were going to focus on building... the stronghold. We'll use one throw. Sleeve, Aoife, Bera, Nefia, and Gunnar.
The people who lived here had a reputation for stalwart endurance, yet it was the first place the Vikings took.
Let's see, anybody to talk to? Doesn't look like it. Alright, nothing to do here. So we go do the quest for the witch. Which is in this town in Perth. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. How are you doing today, Millie Mixie? Vera is great. Gunnar for fun. And Nefia. Actually, we'll take Roskva. Water.
Ancient powers influence this place. Can you feel them in the soil? Rocking the trees? This site was chosen for a reason.
There it is. Doing this little side quest. Okay. A red-faced farmer stands at the head of a group of equally irate farmhands. Oi, you! What do you think you're doing with that? You ain't to curse our fields? We are better trained and better armed than you. Let any man who values his life leave at once, and let no disparaging words be spoken against his honor. Several of the farmhands exchange looks and then stealthily back away. Too intent on keeping an eye on you, their master doesn't seem to notice. These godless barbarians are trying to set evil spirits against us. Let's get them, lads. We're not going to kill them, because that would be just rude. Shield wall. Alright, we're ready. Okay. Bonk you. Dang it. They're all demoralized. End the turn. And we wait. I need to create some weapons and armor.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Thank you.
Get you up there. And down he goes. Very good. And we got another one. Boom. That's another one down. That's another one down. That's another demoralize. Get there. Alright, everybody gets out of there now. And we heal you back up.
Don't worry, I'm here. Great, thanks.
Send you up there. That's your turn. And then you go down. I'm the best at beating up farmers. We take all their stuff. Alright, now we go talk to the witch again. Good luck. The Vikings return. Does Lethia's curse still linger upon the city? All 4 poles have been removed. I knew I was right to trust you. I knew as soon as I saw you. I feel like a dark cloud is lifted above my home. Here, my best remedies for your trouble. And if you wish to buy more, I offer a discount on all my prices as promised. Oh, yes. Two herbs for 1 medicine. Let's see, where's the best deal? It's right there. It's not great. Not quite. So the best deal ends are up there. But we don't need medicine right now. Okay. Now let's go talk to this guy down here. Let's talk with you. Berak Macbear. A burly warrior leans on a spear, chewing on a straw. He regards you through narrowed eyes, but says nothing when you approach him. Hey there, friend. You're in charge of these two? His eyes narrow even further still. Aye. They don't look that important to me. Is it absolutely vital that they remain in captivity? He shrugs. Who am I to say? My name is Bersa. I'm an important ally of Constantine. I need you to let these people go. They're of vital strategic importance. The guard cocks his head to the side and corners of his lips turn downwards in appreciation. Aye, I've heard of you. Mostly good things. Alright, if you say these people should go free, I'll release them into your custody. Wouldn't mind sitting down for a bit anyway. The guard sidles up to the captives, cuts their bonds unceremoniously. Go on then, piss off. Yostein holds up a hand in salute as he runs past you. Much obliged, Dame Bersa. Dana shouts over his shoulder. But yeah, thanks. We'll be seeing you on Orkneyar. Yay, clan power went up. So we got 35 power. And we will do that quest. Alright, yeah, let's find our way out of the village, or the city. There we go. Now where do I need to go? Now we heal everybody. Everybody gets to feed. Um, Send you scouting. Most of the others have gone to bed, but Kettle is still looking up at the fire in deep thought, poking the embers with the head of an arrow. He looks up when he hears you and beckons you closer. Colborne wasn't my father. There's a weirdly long pause, and then he laughs quietly at himself and brushes a strand of brown hair out of his eyes. Shit, this is going to be more awkward than I thought. I feel like I did something wrong. I'm called Kolbjarnas, and because Kolbjorn was the man who owned me when Grand Grada found me. Owned you? Me and my sister, yes. In the 20 summers you've known Kettle, you've never heard of any sister. This appears to be a night of great revelations. My sister was called Sepha. It means calm, gentle. I don't remember her so well. I wasn't that old when we parted, but you know that. I don't remember who my real parents were or how Sepha and I got enthralled. My earliest memories are from Colbjorn's farm, helping with the food, working in the fields. Kendall shakes his head, tired. This was a stupid idea. Some things are best left unsaid. Yeah, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Yes, your father came to the farm with his ship. I remember Grimmelfer was there, and Holman, and some of the other men. If you remember correctly, the journey from which your father brought Kettle home was north to Agda, and up the coast to Rogaland. That would put this farm on the west coast of the Northlands. Gilborn had been treating us worse and worse. I remember he was going through some trouble. Grown-up stuff, too nuanced for an 8-year-old to understand. The emotion evaporates out of Kettle's voice, and he continues dispassionately, as though describing events that were relayed to him by someone else. I made some silly mistake. Dropped something, and Colbjorn flew into a rage. I think he was really scared of your father, but he took it out on me. Just hit me and hit me. Then Sepha jumped on him, tried to pull me off, and he picked her up and threw her back, hard. I didn't see what happened after that, and I had blood and snot and tears in my eyes. There was a lot of commotion, then it got really quiet. Gungrada pulled me up, very gently. They led me out the back door, trying to prevent me from seeing Sepha dead on the ground and Colbjorn with his bowels hanging out. Good riddance. Colbjorn, I mean, not your sister. For a brief moment, Kettle looks like he's about to punch you, and then he gets it under control. Yeah. Did my father kill your sister? No. Colbjorn killed us, and then Gungrada killed Colbjorn for it. He obviously felt responsible for me. Colbjorn's wife was long gone, so Gungrada brought me with him back to Skjern, and Mani took me in. You really not remember anything about your parents? He struggles to find the right phrasing. Just a hint of a feeling, sometimes. When the wind carries a certain smell, it's difficult to pin down. I have something, though, to remember them by. Kettle fishes around in his backpack and produces a delicate medallion of gilded silver, in the shape of an incomplete circle. At either of its ends is a sort of four-leaf clover. With a dark red glass bead at the center. You think you've seen it before, but you've never attributed any particular meaning to it. Holman took it off Sepha's body before we left. This looks Pictish, doesn't it? I've been thinking the exact same thing ever since we got here. Do you think this means... I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Maybe we should show this to some people in Perth. See if it rustles any feathers. Are you sure you want to know? No, but I think I have to know, if that makes sense. Yeah, everybody's camping. Alright, we're doing good. Ooh, and we got stuff. We need to try and max out everything. Your herd is moving through a particularly deep part of the forest when a clearing opens up ahead of you. Leafa holds a hand up in caution. Wolf tracks in the mud, small ones. A sharp intake of breath from Nefer behind you makes you look up. Shit, look. All around the edges of the clearing, a great pack of wolves is emerging from the brush. The beasts look angry. Oh no, they think we're here for their cubs. Defend yourselves. And gonna. I'm not gonna be super murdery. You get up there. You'll find there. Get over there. Gunner gets up to that one. Again. crap. Dang wolves. And bear is down. She's annoying. And they can't do anything else. And God never gets a freaking chance.
It's not my time. Odin protects me. So ends as life, green father, son. At least I lived with honor.
Alright, now we're gonna be murdery. Damn, these wolves suck.
Fog awaits.
Okay, we're good. That's good. I'm gonna reload that. I need to get better gear. And then kick you back. Ah, can't use a recon beasts. Alright. Oh.
It's not over yet.
Shit.
You must go on without me.
I failed you, Thane.
Alright, back up all the way. Man. Okay. Got no way out of this.
Fuck!
Alright. And I'm gonna reload. So I don't want to lose that fight. Need to come up with a new plan. Mouse lift is down, that's bad. I'm gonna have to be violent. Nephew is still up. Nephew is down.
Falkland awaits.
Okay. Further up. And run that way. Good. Good. And Aslif is down.
I have earned my place among the Imperia.
And we take the mother. That's okay. Take what I can get. You go down. Gunnar is going to be torn apart.
Oh, then, is it time?
Get down there. Shoot you.
Was that me?
Okay, the shield's gone. Cursor's down. Yeah, I think I've lost this one. And down she goes.
Fuck!
Well, nobody got hurt. The day is hot and humid, and though they don't complain, your followers are beginning to show clear signs of discomfort. You find a spot in the shade of an old oak to call for a rest, and your people sink onto the damp grass with sighs of relief. Sit in silence for some time and listen to the quiet buzzing of insects. On the other side of the tree, Vera lets out a mumbled curse as a wasp circles her head. The huntress swings ineffectually at the irritating insect, but that just seems to aggravate the creature. Finally, the wasp seems to buzz off. Vera looks rather pleased with herself for a moment, but then her face contorts into a sharp expression of pain. The huntress flies up out of the grass, cursing with great vigor and creativity. Are you well? Where did it get you? Vera's eyes blaze with terror and pain. It stung my back. Shit, it hurts. As Vera lifts up her shirt, you see the stinger still stuck in the wound, which is already swelling. Looks pretty bad. Vera might actually need some treatment for this. Got 4 hides. She's got a light infection in the chest. If, nephew. And I'll take her anyway because she's actually pretty good with bow. Halt. We're here to meet Connell McTade. The sentry subjects you to a quick scrutinous look. Who among you is Skarky? Nefia struggles to contain her surprise. Skarky? That's Skarky? Didn't that girl say Connell was heading out to meet some Norsemen? Gunnar steps forward. I am Skarky. Gunnar gets the same visual treatment as you. The other sentry mutters something, and the first nods. Oh, you fit the description. But we're headed east to meet you on the coast? The plan's changed. There is safety in the unexpected. True enough. Alright, you may enter. The king is staying in the largest of the houses. Let's go say hi. Let's grab everything. Remains of a pig fester on the rock slab. Got stuff. Another skill point. Stuff. And that's the end of the map. You lied to those men. Excuse me. You told them that the other Viking sent you. The one they met a few days ago. How do you know he didn't? That Viking stayed here too, and I had plenty of time to look at all his people while they ate my food and drank my ale. You weren't there. What's it gonna cost me to make you keep that to yourself? I don't want your money, you blasted Vikings. You think you can just... He seems to remember himself and clams up. You're here to kill him, right? Can't imagine your sort would turn up for anything less than murder for hire. You lot sent by Constantine? As a matter of fact, yes. No, good man that. Good king. Better than Connell, that's for sure. I wish you success. Don't get me wrong, you'll only succeed in getting yourselves killed, but I'll be happy if you prove me wrong. These swine have stayed here for almost a fortnight. On second thought, that comparison's unkind to the porcine species. Porcine species. Swine give us pork. And all this sorry lot have done is drink all my ale. Did you say you're serving ale to these men? Aye. Not by choice, mind you. They've been robbing me blind since I came here. Oh, it's not robbery, of course, Connell being king and such, but the end result is all my ale's gone, and now my own family's going hungry. Well, I happen to be in possession of poison. Farmer ducks his neck subconsciously and casts furtive glances around his homestead. Aye. If you were to slip some of this into a mug of ale and bring it to Connell, he'd very shortly cease to be a problem. He rubs his chin, weighing the pros and cons of that little thought. Oh, aye. There's two holes in your plan there. First problem is Connell's men moved all my barrels into their camp and posted two dobbers watching them. For this to work, you'd need to distract them while I tamper with the ale. Second problem is if I serve poison to Connell McTade and you scoundrel in the meantime, I'll be dead as soon as his men find him. I'll take care of that. Let me be absolutely clear. Let me just be absolutely clear. Give me the poison, I serve it to Connell and his men. When he's dead, I give you the signal and you kill everyone out here. Is that about the size of it? That's about the size of it. Sizes you up again. Must be out of my mind, but I'll do it. Yeah. Be careful. He accepts the poison surreptitiously and tucks it away under his shirt. Good. Now you just need to find a way to distract those knobs watching the barrels. Man and woman stand very close in front of a stack of barrels with ale. It takes more than a split-second's glance to see these two people really want want to have their way with each other. Ifus settles up to you while you're well out of earshot of the lovebirds. I have an idea. I think I can get these guys to leave their posts. Go ahead, Ifus. Afa walks up to the two lovebirds and carries on a brief conversation with them. Their voices are too low to pass their heavy dialects. Soon, the two lovebirds shrug at each other and simply walk away. Afa returns to the fold, clearly quite pleased with herself. I know their clan. They've always been on good terms with us. Well, I mean, we've never tried to kill each other, which is about as friendly as things get up north. I just asked nicely. Farmer walks casually towards the house where Connell McTade is staying, cracks the door open, and then disappears inside. Afa clears her throat and a guilty expression on her face. You know, we could just leave now. We have nothing at stake. Nobody will ever know. Nefer glances Afa with a foul look. We can't. We made a deal with him. We said we'd take care of it. That could mean anything. If we leave now, that farmer is a dead man. Sleeve sighs conspicuously, a bored expression on his face. Why do we care what happens to this man? He's just some peasant. How do we want to kill these people? You are the only one that's not allowed to die. Dang it. Oops. And here they come. Alright, you use Demoralize. You keep charging through. We've got ads in 3 minutes as well. Get you over there. Okay, we're good. And chop. And we'll get you one nice and close. And you... Yep, you died. Okay. Get you up.
None will stand in my way.
Good. Menu injuries. don't have anything. It's infuriating. Take Neff, Asleaf, and Gunner. Our three ladies can stay outside. Left sucker. The farmer leans against the wall as though he's trying to squeeze through it. Greets you with a vacant look. It's done. He's dead. You've done well, thank you. I heard the fighting. I'm glad to see you made it through unscathed. Ooh. Now we go. Set up another camp. Do some heals. Bum, bum, bada, bum, bum. Da, 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 da. Aoife is probably my best healer. Do that. Cure her infection. And Edis does that. And do some preserving. The next morning, you leave your tent to find Nefia sitting groggily next to the ashes of the campfire, attacking what appears to be a blonde bird's nest on her head with a comb. She mumbles a greeting without refocusing from the middle distance. Morning. Wow, you look like a mess. She sticks out her tongue. Thanks, I had a bad dream. She finally concedes defeat. It looks like her hair is staying tangled and frayed for the foreseeable future, and fixes you with a harried look. I dreamt of Aethura. She was walking through a meadow naked. There were ravens circling her. She strains to remember the details of her nightmare. It was twilight, like that endless twilight we get in the summer. One of the ravens landed on her and dug its claws into her, but she didn't bleed. I shouted for her, but I couldn't hear my own voice. Nefia is silent for a long time, staring into the ashes. She's dying. She was dying when we left. Maybe she's already dead now. We got her medicine. Didn't it help? She heaves a long sigh, the kind that pulls tears out if you let it, but Nefia doesn't cry. For a bit, she got out of bed. Could walk around a little. It kept the curse in check, but it didn't end it. Curse? Health disease. Same thing. Maybe we should go back and check on her. She meets your gaze again, and there's fear in her eyes, but she nods. As soon as we can spare the time, if you take me back home, I'd be grateful. Everybody got good. My scouts did something good. Yay. That's a lot of wood. That means in less than a week. Let's see, I've got until September. I can do all of that without many issues. Elslif, Afa, Nefer, Roskva, and Bira. I really like Bira, even though she's not a scripted character. She's just one of the characters I made.
I think I could live in a place like this. There's a sense of safety here. I think it would be a good place to raise children.
No. There was Afa's friend. No, it wasn't you. Ah, she's not interactable. Alright, let's go say hi to the king. Constantine MacFergusa, now somewhat less disputed king of the Picts, regards you with the curiosity of a crow watching a battle. I thought I made myself rather clear last time we spoke. I bring you the head of Conall MacTaid. The king remains remarkably stolid. For a moment you think he's going to smile, but instead sits down heavily. Explain yourself. Conall was meeting another group of Vikings on the coast. We tracked him down and killed him before he got there. Constantine strokes his beard pensively. A secret meeting with the Vikings, you say? Wonder what schemes the old dog was up to. We may never find out. I will make our situation clear to you. There have been many kings of Pictavia throughout history, but no one has ever gathered all the clans under one banner. I aim to do just that, and more. I'm working on a union with our neighbours in Dalriata to the west. This is no easy task. If you wish to be my ally, or even just to establish trade between our kingdoms, I must first ask much of you, more than I have any right to ask. More, frankly, than I will truly be able to repay. I will ask you to act as my agents the same way Green does. So before we go any further, will you help me? Sure, why not? Constantine nods severely. He steps forward and places a hand on your shoulder. And I put my trust in you, Berser Jarl of Orkney. So we're to serve as mercenaries for a foreign power, just like Grandgrada. It wasn't the mercenary work that killed Artane. As I recall it, it was from his mercenary raids that he brought back the greatest riches. Already you have done me a great service. Conall and his clan were by far the greatest threat to my reign. Now at last I can turn my attention to a matter that has troubled me for a long time. Religion. Bersa, I am a Christian. Most of the clans of Pictavia are likewise Christians, but some are not. This division will continue to trouble and weaken us unless addressed. Constantine raises his hand towards Grain, as though inviting her to join the conversation, but she elects to stay put. Beautiful Grain exemplifies how this problem must be solved. She is capable of carrying Christ in her heart while paying tribute to the old gods as well. I have built a great church to win favor with my fellow Christians. Now I must show the pagans among us that I am tolerant of their different beliefs. It is admirable of you to attempt a peaceful solution. If we are to unify the old faith and the new, we need a religious leader. I know the perfect way to achieve this if the stories are true. Green knows the particulars of the matter. Go on, let her tell you what needs to be done. Connell's death has opened many new opportunities. I suddenly have many plans to make. With that, Constantine turns his back on you, an unambiguous signal that you are excused. Okay. What we'll get that quest underway, but we won't start it. Grain flashes you a brilliant grin. So you killed Connell McTagg. She shakes her head in astonishment. I suppose because of what I told you, That wasn't what I had in mind, but well done though. I've been trying to hunt the bastard down for months. How did you even find him? Ife told me his quartermaster had a thing for a Potter girl here in Perth. I tricked her into telling me where he was going. Ah, yes. If asked my permission to travel with, I told the princess she can do whatever she wants. Behind you, Aoife coughs uncomfortably when Grain calls her princess, and Grain fails to conceal a smirk. You'll learn to appreciate her talents. Don't mistake her girlish ways for helplessness. I've seen her gut a man from his crotch to his throat. Grain, give me a chance. We must lighten up less, for your own bloody good. Anyway, where were we? Right. Constantine needs to demonstrate somehow that he's not going to purge the pagan stragglers as soon as his power is solidified. He's decided that he needs a figurehead for them. Now this is troublesome. Since the days of the Romans, paganism has had it rough around these parts. Things were nice and organized under the Druids, but the Romans killed them all. Except one, or so the story goes. And here's the kicker. They say he's still alive. The Roman Empire. Wasn't this hundreds of years ago? Grain leans in and lowers her voice conspiratorially. It was. If this man is still alive, he must almost be 1,000 years old. Last of the Druids. Imagine that. So what do you want us to do? Well, we don't know where he is. We know his name. Myrddin Emrys. That's all we have to go on. With all this Connell McTagg trouble, we haven't had much time to look into it. But when I have asked around about him, I've found the pagans to be tight-lipped, to say the least. They don't trust me on account of my Christianity, and the big-foot-wing battle crow I've tattooed on my face doesn't make up for it, apparently. But you're not Christian. You ought to be able to get more out of those paranoid bastards. Admittedly, they have a good reason to be on their guard, but still. Where do I start? Well, the only place I know where the pagans still reliably gather is this sea henge out on the coast. Could start by asking around out there. Maybe somebody will know a thing or two about the druid. Alright, I'll find your druid. And once you do, you'll be one step closer to an alliance with Constantine, King of Pictavia. She leans in and lowers her voice, still with a friendly smile on her lips. Just treat Aoife well here. If you disrespect her, I'll take it as disrespect for all of Pictish culture. Fair enough. Sounds reasonable. Let's do Kettle's quest. Okay. Let's talk to you, buddy. You need to get right to the island, I'll be happy to oblige. Let's go. Alright, let's talk to Ulak. Ulak is idly chewing a leaf of some description as you approach. My favorite Viking. That discount still stands if you need anything. Have you ever seen a necklace like this? She leans forward and squints at the symbol in the center of the medallion. It does look familiar. It's the crest of one of the Highland clans, I think. So try asking the old blacksmith Udrust. He used to make things like this because he got old and lazy. Alright, Udrust is over here. The old smith eyes you suspiciously when you pass him. His far more useful apprentice in the back greets you with a polite smile. Hello there. I don't know how to pronounce that. Have you ever seen a necklace like this? Suddenly the old blacksmith perks up. I made that. And he seems to remember that he doesn't like you. He leans back and crosses his arms, scowling. Who commissioned it? Not telling you lot. Where'd you get that anyway? It belongs to a friend. He was taken by Vikings when he was very young. The old smith snorts. A likely story. Killed its owner and stole it, didn't you? Come now, Udrust. You stay out of this. Be quiet. My friend, there is no reason for this hostility. Let me explain. You eloquently explain Kettle's story to the old man, gradually convincing that Kettle is a lost son of Pictavia, and the right thing to do is help him reconnect with his family. You're right. You're right. There's no need to go any further. I'll give you what you need. The necklace belonged to Gormleith, who was married to Lachlan. I made it for their wedding more than 30 years ago. They had a small homestead near the coast, east-northeast of here. If you didn't kill them, perhaps they live there still. Alright, let's go. To the village. So 3 characters will be fatigued by the time we get there. Ooh. You reach the area described by Udrust the blacksmith, a stretch of low, flat plains near the east coast. After many hours of searching and attempting to tease information out of the disconcerted locals, you manage to finally locate a small, isolated home. While we're here, let's grab all the stuff that we can. That won't get us in trouble. That leaves an old man is tending a small kitchen garden. This house looks like it was knocked down by a gale, rebuilt, knocked down again, rebuilt with less care. Finally hearing you when you're almost breathing down his neck, he turns around, jumps back and presses himself flat against the wall, and mutters in shock. Pot hill in a hand basket, what now? You live here? The old man's face oscillates between confusion and fear. Aye. Kettle steps forward anxiously. Did you have a son and daughter? Did I what? Were your children taken by Northmen? At last the old man seems to understand. You're looking for my sister, Gormlaith. She used to live here, true enough, with her husband Lachlan. It was peaceful back then, before your kind came. What happened? An attack. I never saw the men who did it, just the horror they left behind. The house was burned almost to the ground. The poor sister. And her husband dismembered it. He thinks hard and stops talking. Did they have children? Aye, a daughter and a son. Sarah Lath and little Cathal. Never found them. When was this? Produces a piece of wool from his pocket and wipes the sweat from the back of his neck. Oh, must have been 22 years ago this summer, when I was 5 years old. Say, what is this about? Kettle's eyes search the old man's face. I think I'm Cathal. I'm your nephew. The old man freezes like a statue. You? Impossible. Takes a step towards Kettle. The age is right. The hair, the eyes. Shakes his head. Oh, nay, impossible. Kettle reaches into his shirt and slowly lifts out the medallion around his neck. A pale shiver seizes the old man. Oh, lad. Oh, lad. He takes a step forward, then a step back. He thinks. Mum, your dad are buried there. Here, behind the house. Come, follow me. The old man motions towards the grave, then takes a step away. Engraved upon both stones is a symbol you recognize. The shape of Sephir's medallion. Kettle slowly walks towards the graves. He just stands there for the longest time, staring at the stones. The names on these stones mean nothing to me. I remember Sephir so clearly. Her face, her voice. I have nothing left of my parents. But you know who you are now. You're Cathal MacLachlan. It snorts. That was the name of a 5-year-old boy who was taken from his home, never to be seen again. My name is Kettle. But not Colbjornason. Nay, that son of a whore rot in Helheim. Kettle MacLachlan then? Seems to test how the name feels in his mouth. Kettle MacLachlan. Yeah, alright. With a sudden violent pull, Kettle rips the medallion off his neck. He discards the string and then places it on top of his mother's grave. He rests his hand on a stone for a moment, then he stands and looks at the horizon. Alright, I'm done. Let's get out of here. You sure? I got the answers I came for. Answers for some pretty old questions. Feel like things maybe make a little more sense now. Thank you for coming here with me. Yay, we did Kettle's personal quest. Oh, family. Yay, we did it. Alright, next adventure. Oh, the Seahenge. You need to go there. For the Pict's main quest. Here's a monastery. Could raid it. But I am curious. about Morcat? Um, hmm. I have something I need to do a quick research on. Um, just wondering if you lose a character if you do the raids. Um, how much longer? 5 more days. Make a small stop to rest near a pond. Still waters look dirty and most of your herdmen avoid it, but Roskva has it to drink. Suddenly Halfstein bolts out of the brambles and jerks Roskva away from the pond. You idiot, how much did you drink? What? What's wrong with you? How much? I don't know. A lot. Why? There's a dead deer rotting in the reeds over there. You're gonna be sick. Roskva shrugs it off at first, but once you move out, she begins to look quite unwell. Ah, Roskva. Leave her. Heal her. And do it again. Ice falls across your mind. A thick snow blankets your thoughts and stills your heart. Out of the eternal silence comes the sound of blood and taste of desperation. A fiery glow penetrates the stillness and makes the air move again. It's the end of the world, but you're not afraid. An old acquaintance is by your side. The calamity that surrounds you defies description, as vast armies of Asia and Jotnar crash around you. The din threatens to render you mad. In the eye of the storm stands Grimnir, still clad in his unassuming traveller's robe. Apparently unaffected by the madness, somehow his voice carries clearly through the battle. Welcome to the end of the world. It is glorious. The old man's smile is as thin as a knife's edge. You have grasped the essence of it. Ragnarok is the prototypical glory. from which all precepts of glory flow into your culture. The people of Midgard desire spectacle. You desire nothing more than to escape the mundane terrors of your lives, but you are incapable of finding joy in peace and prosperity. Instead, you imagine horrors that are worth conquering. Worlds of magic and giants and dragons. Simple worlds of good and evil, so that you don't have to face the complexities of your real lives. Grimnir raises his arm in a gesture that aims to encompass the entire battle. Is this not what you wanted? A world rent asunder by as great a threat as mankind has ever faced. Doomed in battle. A doomed battle in which to die a meaningful death. A warrior's death. It's all so simple, so easy. You will fight or you will be forgotten. The chaos around you seems to unfold into fractals, bending and swirling in on itself endlessly. As patterns begin to emerge, the battle takes on an almost dance-like quality. In one moment, a mass of men and Jotun heave upwards, to a wave of jagged edges, and the flare of a dying sun reflects off 1,000 blades. And standing around the campfire, overlooking the madness on the other side, you see your father and his Huskulls. Look at you. You have grown up to be a strong woman. Father. Your father wraps his strong arms around you, and for a moment you're 12 again. It's good to be with you once more. Sigurd's mother fixes you with an evaluating look. What do you say, girl? You ready to bash some Jotun skulls in? Next to her, Nefia's father, Holman, crosses his arms. It's the end of the world, actually. Nothing else to do. I hardly knew you. All I have are the stories they told in the village. They were all true. Frigurd throws her head back and laughs. In the light of the burning river, your father's Huskulls look like giants. The stories are horse shit, but they're not wrong. They just don't tell of the hardship. They'll tell the same stories of you, Bersa. All heroic battles and great bravado. Nobody wants to remember the fear, the doubts, the bickering. Uncle Sigjolmer's smile is kind. All the quiet times, the laughs around the campfire. Aimlessly roaming a great forest utterly lost. Your father places a hand on your shoulder and gives you a small squeeze. You're doing a fine job. Thank you, Dad. I miss you. Forgive me, Bersa. I never meant to leave you so soon. Come on, let's go cause some trouble. Wait, what's the time? Can I do this quest? Shouldn't take too long. Right, what do you got? My warrior. And dang it. And ready. Here they come. There's two coming from the south. No, three coming from the south. Yeah, they're trying to get around. Alright. Good. Coleman. And we take out those guys and we fall back. All right. We can handle this. Shit. Get up there. Yep. Away. Get in there. Okay, that didn't work. Um. Okay, that didn't work either. Hmm. Get right up in them. Okay. We'll get attacked again. Or not. Good. And get her in there. Good. And got some more coming in. And once this finishes up, we'll switch over to Trails into Reverie. long as we can't let them in, we are set. Good. And we sit and wait. Oh, 2 archers in the back. I think we can get rid of them all. Good. Gonna do brace. Um, good. Perfect. Down he goes. Into the lava. Good. Oops, I didn't want to get that close. Good. Charge on up. Okay. Boom. Down he goes. End the turn. Dang it. That was the wrong character. And charge. Aim. There we go. Yay! There's one left. And if I didn't put my archer there, he would have survived. You stand victorious side by side with your father and his long dead head, slain Jotun smoldered on the ground, their faces distorted into expressions of pain and surprise. Your father and his friends shout and laugh in triumph. Grimnir crests the stone bridge that spans the split earth and strides imperiously towards you. You fought well, Anheya, but your service to me has not ended yet. There are more fights to come. I think it's time for me to leave. My struggles on Midgard are far from over. You have seen all I have brought you here to see. Reflect upon these revelations and remember what awaits you when your trials in Midgard are over. This will be the last time I show myself to you while you draw breath. When next we meet, it will be under other circumstances. I am proud of you, Bersa. All of us. We couldn't be prouder. Carry that with you. I will make sure your names are never forgotten. Gangrada pulls you into a tight embrace. The memory of smell overwhelms your senses and brings old emotions floating back to the surface of your awareness. It is as though the world glides away from you, falls away from under you, and you are torn back into the waking world. You sit up with a start and struggle to regain your bearings. The familiar interior of your tent greets you, cast in the gentle pink glow of early morning. Outside the tent, the reassuring sounds of your herdmen going about their chores penetrate the silence in the camp. Leave the tent. You dress and leave the tent, still slightly dazed from the night's dramatic dreams. A strange whim compels you to take a walk of the camp perimeter to check your sentries. Guards are at their posts and report nothing out of the ordinary. On your way back to camp, something flashes in the corner of your vision. You push into a small group of trees and dense brambles and find yourself in a small clearing entirely covered by the canopy of a large ash. A startling sight greets you there. From the branch of the great tree is a hung man clad in a plain grey robe. His beard is long and white and he misses an eye. His side is penetrated by an exquisitely decorated spear adorned with feathers and bird skulls. The ground beneath him is stained with blood. The man's movement is only a gentle swaying as the ash bends in the breeze. There is no pulse. He is long dead. Take the spear. The spear slides easily out of his side as you pull on it. It truly is a beautiful weapon. And you realize with a start that the runes inscribed upon it are Norse. And will bury his body. You return to the camp to fetch a shovel and leave the spear in the tent. And leave the spear in your tent. But as you return to the clearing, the body is gone. No trace of blood remains on the ground. No shred of rope on the branches above. The spear is all that remains, and what a fine spear it is. I got Odin's spear. Yay. Everybody's happy and healthy and alive. So Nefer is going. All characters are. Oh, it's so strong. That's all I wanted to do. Alright, that's got 4 days. But it is time I called it here for Expeditions Viking. We did some good stuff today. And yeah, I'll quickly jump over to Trails into Reverie, so don't go anywhere, everybody. And I'll be back in just a moment. Oh, I should probably save first. Go back to the title screen. Alright, now I'm switching over, so don't go anywhere.